And we are live, Rich. Why don't you kick us off?
Hey guys, how's it going? So we're going to Gen Con, so I wanted to start off by giving you guys a preview. If you don't get to go to Gen Con, you won't get to see it. But Min has been painting feverishly. She's still in the process. This is going to be her diorama because she has to defend her title from last year. Let's see if we can get that in focus.
Hold on. Just put the diorama, put the miniature down for a second, and just put the diorama in focus. It's trying to focus on your paint. This looks incredible, man. So much character. It's like reminding me of, and this is a big compliment. I love what I'm about to say. It's reminding me of, but it's so Sorcerer's Apprentice type of thing, you know?
Yeah. So it's you can see it's an alchemist lab, and then there's the alchemist figure. What's going on?
Yeah, it can't focus on multiple, so it's just got to be the mini.
So
oh, that looks so good. The fade on the green, awesome. I love the purple, the deep purple of the robe. This is gonna blow the judges away. I think it's awesome.
So she's defending her title, so she has to do a good job this year.
Hell yeah, hell yeah.
And then
y'all go to real painting contests. I paint my things and then win the $100 gift card that every tournament gives out to best painted because I'm the only person who painted my army.
And this is my
Rich. Did you submit this for a contest or are you going to?
Gen Con, yeah.
This is Gen Con.
Yeah.
All right. Rich. This is incredible.
I don't know if we can get
This is incredible, Rich. You knocked this out of the park.
Yeah, it came out pretty good.
Is this even a gaming piece?
Nope. This is a
wow, Rich.
Strictly for
wow display.
Yeah.
It's beautiful, Rich. You both did stunning works of art. I'm so excited to see the finished photos and everything, especially with like the first base badge in front of them.
A little bit on the trip. We're leaving for Gen Con tomorrow.
Cool.
So tonight we have decided, me and Dusty, and Robbie's been corralled into it, to do the Space Marine, a painting challenge that I did at Pigment a couple weeks ago.
Okay.
Which is paint a model in 90 minutes or so.
Okay.
With just 4 colors of paint. So I've already set up my palette, and if you notice, there's actually 7 colors, but these in-between colors are combinations of, actually there's 8 colors, because
what would you call these academically, Rich? These in-between colors?
These in-between colors are your complementary colors, or
complementary.
Yeah, I think they're the colors.
I don't know the answer. I'm asking.
Yeah, I don't know either.
Okay.
I know, but I don't know. They're basically the colors on the spectrum that match each other, and then the middle is a chromatic black, which is different than black that you normally use, because it's the 3 colors put together make black.
Gotcha.
And then I decided to go for lightener to use an ivory rather than white, because white is too bright.
Cool.
So there'll be no whites in the picture, but there'll be other colors. The idea is that we picked a Space Marine. We might do it with a different, once we agree to it, have fun with it, we might do a different model. So.
Oh, yeah.
So here we go.
Okay. Well, let me show off what I'm doing. And Dusty's going to be late, and that's just going to cut into Dusty's time.
Yeah.
So I'm going to be painting this Space Marine Captain. I started this challenge by cheating and doing a Zenithal Prime over blue primer. So it kind of gives me a little bit of a basis to work on. I have these 4 colors selected. I haven't done the mixing yet that Rich did. I'm actually going to copy his pattern, I think. And this is my lightener. It's GW Bone. Then the rest of these are golden. This is magenta. What's the magenta called, Rich? Quinn. How do you say it? Quinn's Credone. Quinna Credone. And phthalo blue. And cadmium yellow. I'll tell you what, the cadmium makes it taste great. All right, Rich, do you want to be on camera first so you can show the start of it?
Sure, yeah. I mean, I would start just like I would with any any general model. You start with skin.
Hell yeah.
Skin is. Take this red here.
Oh.
Yellow.
I organized all my cables before stream.
That's good.
Oh yeah, needed it. I don't know how cables do it, but there's like a German word that means like cable salad. You just tangle under it. So, what do you think is kind of the lesson you're meant to take away by limiting your palette?
You don't need a lot of paints.
Okay, that's your takeaway.
That's your takeaway. You don't need a lot of paints.
You know, it's funny. Very similar word-wise to a great takeaway you gave me when you first taught me how to paint like 20 years ago. You said you're painting a miniature. You don't need to use a lot of paint. Yeah. And I can't remember which one said something. I think it was Brian. Brian was like, what if it's a miniature house? And you were like, it's still a miniature. You still don't want to use a ton of paint. But yeah, don't use a lot of paint.
You don't need a lot of paint.
For multiple reasons. Oh boy.
My lessons of how to paint miniatures were always, always prime. Something people don't do still.
Yeah, true.
Always, you're painting a house, not a miniature. And the difference between a good painter and a bad painter, you remember that one?
Good painter keeps going.
No. Good painter fixes their mistakes.
Oh, okay. Fixes their mistakes. I mean, like, keeps going. Like, they get to the end of the model and they say, let me touch that up.
But it used to frustrate me as people would show me models and they'd be like, how'd you think I did? Like, it's not done. Well, yeah, I'm done. I'm like, no, it's not done. You have models, miniatures that are, there's paint on the blue has yellow on it. Like, that's not that's not the paint. Oh, it's like, fix it. You can't see that you put paint in a, on the wrong area. Fix it.
Well, there's like two types of people who post like painted content, Rich. There's the person who's like genuinely a new painter and they say, hey, I'm a new painter, and they post like some crazy nonsense. Then the person who's like, I'm a new painter. Guys, be nice to me. This is my very first time ever painting. And it's like the fucking Sistine Chapel.
Yeah.
But I remember, so Rich ran a store back before the internet existed. And they used Steam engines to get everywhere. And back then, Rich kind of had to teach all these nerds all the games. The nerds in South Jersey did not know a game unless Rich was out there teaching it. That's just the way it was back then.
Nobody ever came in and go, do you have this new game? It's like, oh, what's games?
Yeah. Anytime it's a new game, all the players grumble and go, I don't know, sounds fun. What if we played Star Wars miniatures? I don't know why, to me, that is the least fun miniatures game. But it always sounded like it had an incredibly tedious design logic.
Yeah, I don't know why. Star Wars miniatures has always been not that great.
Well, and Legion's not that great either, Rich.
What's that?
Legion's not that great either.
Yeah, I know. That's the problem.
I think we've talked a little bit about it. And I just think the Star Wars universe is too shallow to support a miniatures game.
There's not enough factions.
Yeah.
They make new factions, but the factions are kind of lame.
Yeah, they suck.
They're not real factions, and why would, and then storyline wise, why would the droid army be fighting against Darth Vader's stormtroopers?
Darth Vader, yeah.
Like, what?
Stupid.
In order to create more factions, they had to do that, which makes sense. But then there's no storyline. I mean, why do we keep going back to 40K? Not because of any other reason than we're involved in the storyline. In the storyline, while there's some inconsistencies and problems, still we know the lore. We come there for the lore, right?
Well, and I'll say this too. One thing that I really love about Warhammer 40K lore is I would say that Star Wars lore, I would describe it as reductive lore. You knowing about the lore makes the Star Wars universe smaller. It's as if you've explored and there's no longer a sign that says, "Here there be dragons." Now you know that it wasn't the Bothan spy network that got the Death Star plans. It was Cassian Andor and TV's, I don't know the woman who plays Ahsoka, but I know she's a famous actress. The lore is now smaller because we know about this stuff. You know what I mean? Because it turns out the Bothan spy network is like 3 people, right? And none of them are Bothan, so weird name.
Well, the problem is that, like with 40K, and maybe it's not true, but I've always assumed that there's an unreliable narrator.
I agree, Rich. There's some people disagree with us now.
Star Wars never has that concept. So it's hard to, when there's inconsistencies in the story, it's hard to justify those inconsistencies because it's always had a reliable narrator.
Well, and
that's a very specific problem Star Wars has, is you can't tell any more stories outside the canon because everybody says, no, this is the canon and that's the way it is.
Yeah, it's all boxed up tight. Nobody gets to make any dramatic changes ever, so it just kind of stagnates. And then the universe feels like claustrophobic. Everyone who's ever been important started on Tatooine.
Right.
You would think that eventually, like
or
a
desert planet, not maybe Tatooine, but a desert planet.
Sure. A different desert planet.
Because desert planets are a thing.
Just
desert.
I don't know, right?
They actually fit a lot of that, though. In the real universe, that actually exists. Some of that stuff.
Oh, yeah. Very true. Like tidal locked planets, too.
Nobody lives on those.
Well, you get the impression that in the old era, the Star Wars technology was like godlike technology.
Yeah, and they terraformed them to be livable.
Oh, they could do anything, it seems like. There's like a implication in KOTOR of like a stellar manipulator, a like device that's like a crane, but it moves stars. That's silly technology, But it's fun. It's a fun concept. I think Star Wars made its problem that when it made the prequels were a direct prequel to the events of the movie, and I think that was a mistake. They should have gone somewhere else concerning someone else. Otherwise, they're now trapped, I feel like, forever in the weird.
One of the problems I had was like what we thought were the Clone Wars is not what they were in the movies, and I think they lost connect. Because the Clone Wars, I don't know about you, but when I first started Star Wars and he was talking about the Clone Wars, I thought it was like Obi-Wan fighting Obi-Wan because there was a clone of Obi-Wan that was fighting against Obi-Wan.
Yeah, I got the impression that it was kind of like the have you ever played the science fiction video game Marathon?
Mm-mm.
There are these clone soldiers where it's basically a clone of a guy who's a very competent soldier at a stage in his life where he's near his physical prime. And you just crap out 800 of them and have them go topple some, South American country you want to buy bananas from 5 cents cheaper.
So I came up a really good Delta Green mission or Delta Green story that that covers the modern era.
Hit me with it. Let's go.
All right. So let's say Maduro was working for the Greys. It
Okay.
makes a lot more sense to go in and capture him if you're trying to stop the Greys.
The Greys are just an illusion, though, of the
Migo. Right.
The
They're a
Migo.
distraction. But the government works with them, with the Greys, because they think the Greys are real. And then say, like, there's this giant mountain in Iran where black stone is being held.
Okay, what is the black stone?
The black stone's from the Howard stories. It's like summons ancient beings or whatever. Insert ancient being.
Do you know that there are blackstone structures in the Game of Thrones universe in the books?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Do you think that that's a reference?
I'm sure.
Okay. Because do you know that one of the cities, the easternmost city of the Game of Thrones universe or Song of Ice and Fire universe, is Carcosa?
Oh really?
And the city next to it is called Stygiat. Isn't there a city called Stygian?
Stygia and Conan.
Yeah. So, like, George R. R. Martin kind of wore his references on his sleeve, I feel like.
Yeah. So anyway, in Iran, there's this giant, Blackstone cult under this giant mountain that supposedly has nuclear weapons.
Okay.
So in essence, our current president is working for Delta Green and trying to stop all the problems that are happening in the world.
Okay.
And then it all makes sense.
Who are your targets you're having your Delta Green people go after?
Oh, I'm not running the campaign. It was just a campaign idea I had.
Oh, gotcha. My campaign, we run it whenever someone can't make it because we can just run it as little duo games that kind of have a loosely connected storyline. And they're mostly just hit pieces on various Lovecraftian entities, right? I'm going to switch it to mine for a little bit. Like, they took out a prophet of the King in Yellow who was going to make a song that drove you insane if you got to the second verse. Classic stuff, but I'm gonna have them soon. You know the scene in Call of Cthulhu, the steamboat?
Yeah.
I'm gonna have them do the steamboat scene, but they're gonna have like a Chinook or a Hind D. Some fun for them because one of them has pilot and the other has co-pilot. So they can pilot them. And what's one Hind D in terms of governmental spending?
Well, and in my idea for the campaign, the question is which Delta Green is he?
So which would it be?
I don't know. I don't like to. If I ever run it, I don't want to establish it now.
No, okay. All right. I get that.
But he is fighting against the Greys in some cases, and what if immigrants from Venezuela that are part of a team or part of the gang are actually Greys in disguise? And to take it even further, what if a certain fellow who killed himself was working with the Greys and was doing a breeding experiment that was why he was getting away with it? Yeah, right?
All right, well, the government should be sending soldiers to our homes any second, so.
Yeah. We figured it out, Robbie. Oh, no.
Yeah, they're going to take us away, but it was fun. I think we had a great time doing this challenge. Your ETA's whip sharp. It's quick. Yeah, I'm trying to get by with this yellow. Normally, I would do like brown first or yellow.
Brown, by the way, good brown is take your magenta and mix it in with green.
Okay.
Look at my brown here.
Hold on. Relax. Slow down. Let me see. Oh, cool. It's very rich.
Yep.
Let's see if I can achieve that. And it looks like I am. Here we go. kind of nice, actually. Oh boy.
Yeah, I'm looking back into just painting regular stuff, not something for this convention.
Yeah. Just something for a game where you don't have to try that hard.
Darkwater, the one for Warhammer Quest.
Well, lots of different ways of painting are fun. I'll admit to you, the super try-hard method of painting is very exhausting. But it can often be very fun just to kind of push some paint around for an hour or two and wrap up. I'm going to paint this gun brown. I don't know. I spoke on this a little bit, I think, last time, but I've been watching the newest season of Rick and Morty.
Yeah.
Not very good.
Jump the shark?
Yeah. Which made me rewatch Community, which has a great line from Troy, where Abed says he doesn't want them to jump the shark in their relationship.
Mm-hmm.
And Troy storms out after yelling, "Oh, and by the way, there was a TV show where a guy literally jumped over a shark, and it was the best episode." It's just a very funny, in joke about the concept. But great show overall. If you have not watched Community, this is your community recommendation. It's like a 20-year-old. Oh, that movie ain't getting fucking made.
What's that?
That movie ain't getting made. 6 seasons in a movie? Cha. He's got too many terrible Rick and Morty sequels to write. How would he do it? How would he make a terrible movie? I just got no faith in his ability to still craft something interesting, you know what I mean? I think there's only so many ideas that a writer can put to page before they're just out of it. You know what I mean?
I kind of realized something today. I was thinking about watching TV and everything. Somebody was telling me, "Oh, you know how to watch this." I think I know why. When you get older, you watch movies from the 1940s and 50s.
Well, you start to recognize all the patterns, and you're like, "Well, this movie's just Indiana Jones, but worse."
Yeah. It's like every movie is just a derivative, so why not watch the original?
Exactly. Well, it's like I was saying to a friend. I told them, we were saying, if you could make a dumb law, like a law that really wouldn't affect the world that much, you know what my law was?
What?
No sequels of any kind ever. Never.
What about series?
Sure, you can make a show, but here's my cutoff. Are you ready? You get 6 seasons. That's it. Wrap it up and we move on, Rich.
Yeah, that'd be great. That's what I would say. I would even cut it to 3 seasons.
Rich, I don't want to get executed by the common people. Okay, so I'm going to give them 6. But if I had my druthers, Rich, they'd get 2.
6 is always too many.
Well, if I had my druthers, they'd get 2. They would get just not enough. I think just not enough is better than letting them drag it out. Although, you know what's nice about a mandated 3 seasons? 3-act structure, 3-season act structure. It's kind of built into it. Kind of nice. Although everyone will always hate the 3rd season at first. Everybody always hates the 3rd act and 3rd act structure things. Speaking of which, all right, Dune spoilers. If you're Dune interested, you're running out of time before I start saying spoilers for a book that came out 80 years ago. First of all, it hit me for the first time watching the Timothée Chalamet Dune, Rich, how bold-faced the allegory is of Dune.
Mm-hmm.
You need a rare spice that only grows in the desert and has mysterious and rare origins, like gasoline. And you have to manipulate the people in order to gain control of this resource with religious fundamentalism.
Yep.
Yeah, it's like, oh, okay. It's a lot more like on the nose than I thought it was. It's very on the nose, but it was good. I will say this though, I just watched the second one. I have a similar review, Rich, to my review of the first one. Timothy Chalamet has zero charisma.
Yes.
He has no charisma, Rich. What's going on? What's happening?
I just watched him in something. What was I watching him in? He was.
Was
It
it
wasn't
Dune?
him. Oh, I know. He played Skeletor
What?
in Masters of the Universe. I think.
No, he didn't. He's not
Was-
Skeletor.
No, I'm sorry. Yeah. No, it wasn't him. It's
He
somebody
can't
like him. Maybe I'm thinking Jared Leto.
I think Jared Leto plays Skeletor.
Okay. I see them as the same person. Sorry.
Oh my God! You just destroyed Timothy Chalamet's life.
I
You
think-
compared him to Jared Leto.
Didn't they both play the Joker? I don't know.
Timothy Chalamet has not yet played the Joker. I'm sure he'll get his chance, God willing.
I'm sure he will.
All right, Rich, we're gonna switch it back to you if you're ready.
Yeah, sure. I need a hairdryer.
Yeah,
That's what
I
need to-
kind of do too, actually.
Yeah.
Trying to get some base colors down. I think I'm all sponge onto it next. That bone color.
Mhm.
Yeah, Dune 2, Electric Boogaloo. It was really cool on the sci-fi elements. Anytime there was a spaceship on the screen, I was happy. Anytime space was being folded, I was happy. Anytime weird science fiction rigmarole bullshit happened, I was happy. Very thrilled by that. And I was happy most of the movie. Timothy Chalamet, it's weird that you would start a contest just before you started filming a movie series about you being a charismatic messiah figure, that you decided that you were going to put a wooden mask on that resembled your face. And you never take it off because he's just got this singular expression the whole movie. And there's a lot of parts that they're expanding and a lot of parts they're reducing to get across the kind of narrative that they want. It's actually kind of something really interesting because do you remember the David Lynch Dune?
Of course.
Do you remember what the thematic tie-in of that whole movie was? This idea that there's this sleeper inside of all people
Yeah.
who is your like true self, and you must awaken the sleeper in order to kind of like achieve like nirvana.
Mhm.
They never say that once in these movies. And I remember in the Dune book, I think they say it like once, like one line. So it was like one line David Lynch cared about, and this other dude just did not care about. Oh, I do have a big announcement though.
Oh yeah.
Or did we talk about this last week? I don't know if this was
I wasn't
news
here
last week
We didn't do it last week.
or the week before. Then this wasn't out yet. Warhammer show has been greenlit, not the one with Henry Cavill.
Mhm.
Jodorowsky's doing it.
Jodorowsky?
Yeah, the
Before
Samurai
Henry
Jack guy.
Is that before he does the Conan one? Or after?
Probably during. Animators have that luxury. But yeah, I actually think that's a match made in heaven. Warhammer and Samurai Jack.
Yeah.
We've already seen his Samurai Jack hive cities. He's going to just turn them up to 11, you know?
Yeah.
I'm excited. I genuinely think this is a project that could be successful. When I heard about the Henry Cavill live action project, I'm like, oh, this is going to be so embarrassing and bad.
Hey, I got a question for you, actually, Space Marine wise. What's the
Sure.
shoulder pad border on Ultramarines?
What company?
I don't know. Titus.
Green or yellow.
Green or yellow? All right, let's go yellow.
Depends on when he was, at what era of captain you're depicting.
We'll go yellow, whatever then that
Because
was.
I think he's third company captain, then he's second company, which is the yellow. I'm doing yellow too.
Reading a really good book as part of the Arnold Pump Club.
Okay.
It's called Dark Horse.
Okay.
About a Marine scout sniper.
Okay.
And what's cool is every Thursday we've been getting together with him, the
Cool.
author, and chatting through things. We were talking about wargaming the other day
Oh, fun.
and how like
Wargame was initially created for generals to use.
well, if you play wargaming, is well, that was my question to him, and kind of his the discussion was, what wars are about, and why does the U.S. military go into wars? And I know they're smart. I know they know what they're doing, but they go into these wars, and it doesn't seem like they realize what war has been about since, well, probably forever, but recent wars have all been about political will. And you can't win a war if the opponent can beat your political will.
So my brother has a summation of it in his opinion. It's funny you bring this up. He says that everybody since the invention of the plane, every general has been saying, we're going to win this war with air superiority. We're going to just bomb them back to the Stone Age, whip this up, see you next week, ready to go, mission accomplished, right? And every time it fails, the general goes, well, we just didn't have the technology yet. And so this is just ad infinitum,
Well, but no, it really, I mean, like, as a war gamer, this is, it breaks down to, like, I mean, you can go to anyone, but let's just take the Civil War, right? The Civil War, there was no way the South had any idea or any like, they knew they could not win a war against the North, right? So straight out, sit down. The Revolutionary War, same thing. But I don't think there was as much planning. I think the Revolutionary War worked, and he agreed, like we talked about that. The Revolutionary War worked simply because they didn't have any planning, and it worked because the lack of planning is what worked, right?
Yeah,
but with the Civil War, the South never wanted to engage the North. They just needed to make it politically bad to continue the war. And that's what almost every war since then has, and before that even, but has been about making the war politically unappetizing for the other side. Especially when you have a juggernaut versus a, ant. And yet we go after war and think we can win by being the juggernaut. And
let's talk reality then. Every single war since World War II has been about the proliferation and expansion of the United States military-industrial complex. And it is a vampiric Ouroboros machine that infinitely feeds itself wars that it can amp up military production for, sell those weapons, and then wash, rinse, repeat.
What he said talking about this, from his perspective as a Marine Scout sniper and a force recon, he's been, through many in the military. He's actually working on his PhD right now. And what he said that one of the problems is that the U.S. military looks at everything in a straight line and can't handle it when it's not a straight line.
I think if a billionaire says jump, the U.S. military says how high.
They want a checklist, and they want to go down the checklist and accomplish everything on the checklist and then be done. And none of the wars, Afghanistan, he was in Afghanistan and he was in Iraq. And he said none of those wars have been that. And they don't ever know the difference between a Houthi and a different Sunni and a Shiite. They don't know what they look like, how they're different. They're all the same. And they never bother understanding it, he said. And so that's why they end up in these conflicts with, they help a Sunni warlord, and then the Shiite warlord starts blowing them up because they didn't know that he was a Shiite warlord. They just thought he was another warlord.
Yeah, I think that incompetence is on purpose because it proliferates more conflict.
Yeah, I don't know.
Do you know who Smedley Butler is?
Yeah.
Smedley Butler was a part of the business coup back in the 1950s. Essentially, they didn't like how lefty everything got with the Work Progress Association and New Deal, all those incredibly popular things that were implemented, and the 90% corporate tax.
Yeah.
So a bunch of business people got together, found a general who was in such a linchpin of power, Smedley Butler, that if they said, "Hey, bud, you're king with our backing," they could king make Smedley Butler and supersede the executive branch. The only problem was Smedley Butler, super based, super cool 1950s dude who states that he finds in his entire military career that he has been nothing but a gangster for capitalism. And when the business coup was attempted, he said no, and he brought all the people down and brought the military and arrested these rich people. They got off all scot-free basically, but he rebuffed it and made it known and brought it into the light. I think that business coup happened again shortly after JFK, but since it was successful this time, they just didn't publicize it. But I think the true cost of war, Rich, is moving canteens of gas through the desert. And that's why it's so important that I play my favorite war game. Rich, what is the name of this war game? I'm sure you've played it.
What?
It's a game where it literally matters that jerry cans are shaped differently because it affects supply line depending on whether or not their jerry cans are full or empty.
Are you talking the Africa Corps?
Yeah, I think so. It's like a Rommel kind of tank
that's Rommel.
logistical chain, right? What does that teach us about real war, Rich?
Teaches us that the writer of Dune understood why we go to war.
Yeah, he sure did. The spice enables travel.
World War II was all about securing the Middle Eastern resources.
Well, and it's so funny. People don't know this, but I used to teach this. When the Allied soldiers stormed the concentration camps, the people who had pink triangles or other such genuine crimes of that era were moved into different concentration camps by the Allies. It's, everything is propaganda. Everything is weird. I think the interesting part about World War II is I think it's the peak of global insanity at the time. This gigantic, meaningless race to the bottom conflict. You know what I mean?
I think World War I was more of that.
Oh, sure. World War I, World War II. I almost think we'll someday be considered a single entity, Rich. You know what I'm saying?
You think there'll be one war?
Someday people will refer to it as the global war conflict. It's kind of like how if you read a history book, it says, in the year 2000, humanity invented the steam engine and the internet.
Yeah, I know. And I think that's one of the problems, or one of the things I try to, especially people your age that are have a lot of anxiety about what's happening in the world, is that at some point, what we think every day is a nightmare will eventually be one paragraph in a history book.
I know. That's why, Rich, I'm trying to keep that archive.
That's how unimportant.
If I keep that archive, Drew, someday historians will all know my name and pizza preferences. I'll be like Herodotus or that copper merchant in ancient Sumeria. You know about that one, right?
No.
We have this copper merchant in ancient Sumeria where we just have like a bunch of really negative reviews of the copper he sells and how he sells it and his demeanor. And like, he's just a shitty guy overall and everyone fucking hates him. He gets to live forever, Rich, because he was the worst copper merchant ever. Think about that.
So that means Taco Bell will live forever?
Yeah, according to Demolition Man, it wins the fast food wars.
No, but Demolition Man can't happen, so it doesn't matter.
Why can't Demolition?
Because Arnold Schwarzenegger never became president, goddammit.
Oh, right, that has to happen.
It's Arnold Schwarzenegger Presidential Library.
Well, we technically get President Lisa Simpson next because there's an episode of The Simpsons where Lisa's president. And they're like, what do we do, Madam President? And she's like, well, we're pretty bankrupt from the Trump presidency. This came out in like 1992.
No, that's not true.
It came out like 1999, maybe.
Are you sure? Because many of the things that we think the Simpsons wrote and the internet has
I'm Robbie. I've never seen The Simpsons.
Well, but what I'm saying is that there is a lot of internet, like, it's almost like the Mandela effect, but it's easy to look up.
Hold on.
Trump coming down the golden escalator.
That's not what I'm talking about.
Happened before Trump did it. It was actually after that. But if you go on the internet, there's plenty of people that claim that happened before.
Yeah, I actually think it's controlled opposition to make people seem,
doesn't matter. Is Richard Zemeckis warned us all about what was happening now.
Which one's that?
Michael J. Fox got Parkinson's disease, and then we couldn't do it. President Biff.
Oh yeah, that is true. He did call it.
He called it, but then Michael J. Fox got inflicted with, Parkinson's, and now he can't stop the future from happening by going back in time.
Yeah, we're in a lot of trouble. We needed him.
Yeah.
All right, here we go. Bart to the Future, March 19th, 2000. So, 2000, not 1992. My administration will focus on the 3 R's: reading, writing, and refilling the ocean. As you know, we've inherited quite a budget crunch from President Trump. How bad is it, Secretary Van Houten? We're broke. How broke can we be? Well, remember when the last administration decided to invest in our nation's children? Big mistake. A balanced balanced breakfast program just created a generation of ultra strong super criminals. But year 2000, we've inherited quite a budget crunch from the Simpsons, President Trump. So they did do it. Simpsons did do it.
Okay.
I will protect from all Golden Age Simpson slander on this channel, as is the ritual of the stonecutters. Oh, this red is so great. These golden paints are just so great. If y'all aren't using golden paints, they're just so much more fun than regular paint. Or I guess they're regular paint. What you're using.
They're regular paint. What we use is not regular paint.
Yeah, you're right. You're right, Rich. That's fine. That's fine.
They're based on regular paints that have been used for 2,000 years or more.
All right, let's see what you got so far, Rich. I'm going to show off what I got in a second, but we should do a checkpoint. Oh, looking good. Nice looking Titus. Going Ultramarines colors?
Yeah, of course.
I'm also going Ultramarines colors. I'm just kind of roughing everything out right now. Getting all the base colors on there. It looks cool so far. I am definitely going to keep working on this red. I really want this red to be super clean. You know?
Well, in 90 minutes or less, you don't have a lot of choices.
Well, I can get it a little clean if I cheat it.
your magenta you're using, by the way, is also transparent. Did you notice that?
Oh yeah. So it takes a lot of layers.
Yep. So you're not going to get too much saturation.
Yeah, I really like this Space Marine captain. Also really like the chaplain that came with this era. I've been thinking about it lately, Rich, and I think I know where Warhammer lost its way, because I definitely think it's lost its way. It's not a war game anymore. It's a basically card game with like, I don't even know how to describe it, like tokens that represent them. Like the models don't really matter anymore, Rich. They could be flat tokens on the board, right?
Yep.
And I know that that's good to a degree, but like also to a certain degree, I think armor facing is fun. And it's not that hard. You know?
It's fun.
What's that?
Model facing is fun. Having a model where it faces make a difference.
Yeah, I think that's fun. I think having measuring from the gun turret is fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, my problem is the game now is just very combo oriented. Everything is about finding things that stack in a way that GW did not anticipate and thus is more powerful than it should be.
Yeah, it's a card game.
It's a card game. It's a card game. And so I find it really disappointing. And I thought, okay, maybe I'm crazy. I'm going to make you the camera again because I'm actually just watching paint dry. I thought to myself, Rich, all right, maybe the problem is I'm just not playing a war game. I'm going to play a real war game. I'm going to go back to 4th edition. And 4th edition is a ton of fun, Rich. It's great.
I thought you were doing 3rd.
Well, I play 4th edition with 3rd edition codexes. 4th edition adds a few things I like. Thing number 1, you cannot charge out of a vehicle that moved unless it's a land raider.
Right, that's a landing ramp.
Yep. Otherwise, I think Blood Angels were too powerful. Just being able to jam 60 Blood Angels in your face with Rhino Rush on turn 1.
Rhino Rush was really bad.
Yep. But 4th edition doesn't have Rhino Rush. And if you're playing with 3rd edition codexes, it also doesn't have Twin Lash of Submission. It also doesn't have Eldar Hollow Fields. I genuinely think 4th edition with 3rd edition codexes, way better way to play. They're very flavorful. They're very fun. They're not super powerful yet. Because if you think about it, they're the first generation of codexes for a brand new game system after 20 years of essentially 2nd or 10 years of 2nd edition. 2nd edition was long, right?
Yeah, like 92.
Yeah. So everything is balanced against its first self, if you get what I'm saying. It's not an iteration, because I think iteration is where GW always fucks up. They make things too powerful too quickly, you know?
Trying to get this blue is really hard.
Yeah. I cheated. I got to start with it.
I got it now.
4th edition, though, we can play a game in about 60 minutes. I bet you if I brought 4th edition to a modern tournament audience, I think they'd really enjoy it for what it is. More of a casual format. Because I think if you play 1,500 points, it's actually pretty challenging to break the game. I think the real breaking occurs when you play at the higher point levels, which allow you to spam like 6 heavy support choices. If I take 3 Ravagers, Rich, that's a choice I'm making. I'm really
You
limiting
don't
my
have to reinvent the wheel, which is one of the problems.
right because they have to create 2 heavy support choices. So there has to be a Ravager and then a thing that's kind of like a Ravager. You know? Necrons are a lot of fun, especially now with modern Satan models.
Yeah. Well, Necrons weren't. Did they even have a codex?
They had monoliths. They had destroyers, heavy destroyers, flayed ones. They had lords. They had the Deceiver. They had the Nightbringer. Though I wouldn't fault anyone if they wanted to play the Void Dragon as the Deceiver and the Nightbringer as the Nightbringer. Monolith. That's it. Pretty minimal army.
Chimera paints, by the way, taste very good.
Oh, yeah? Kind of like a sherbet taste, maybe?
Yeah, yeah.
Don't eat paints, guys.
It's not good for you.
Yeah. It's not good. It's not funny. Don't do it. Don't do it.
Unless you want to win Golden Demon.
Unless you got it. I'm sorry, but you got it at that point.
Yeah, it's just, you're not going to win. And you need Spanish water to it.
Yeah, it has to be water from Spade.
Yeah, it doesn't work otherwise. Yeah, I say the biggest problem I'm having is drying paint.
Yeah, if I could make paint dry instantly, that would also be a great superpower.
Oh, maybe I have that. Let me see. Hold on a second.
Try it. Nah, it didn't work.
If I concentrate real hard for a long time, it does work.
Oh, okay.
But maybe
Well,
that's just the
maybe
environment.
I just need to do that then.
Yeah. Maybe that's just time. But I'll think of it my magic.
That's very if you can like snatch the rock from palm of my hand type stuff. What's that show? The guy killed himself by strangling himself.
He was killed by the man because he knew all the secrets of Bruce Lee.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, what was his name? David Carradine?
Yeah. He was also in Kill Bill.
He's Bill, right? Can I tell you something, Rich?
What's that?
I've never seen Kill Bill.
I don't think your life is going to be. There's a lot of loss, truthfully. I'm sure some people.
You don't think so? Okay, well, I trust you, Rich.
It's an okay thing.
I'm not a huge Quentin Tarantino guy.
Yeah,
I like Reservoir Dogs. And I like...
you better personally.
What's that?
I like Guy Ritchie movies better.
Is that like Snatch?
Yeah.
I like Snatch. Snatch is a great movie. I like Snatch more than Quentin Tarantino movies.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm more of a Guy Ritchie.
Okay, I'm in. I'll co-sign, Rich.
Mm-hmm.
We can add that to the charter. All right, let's add that to the charter of the channel. We like Guy Ritchie movies more than we like Quentin Tarantino movies. Nobody asked us, but we gave our opinion anyway.
I think another recommendation should go see The Odyssey.
Good.
It's very good. The only problem I had is the casting.
I heard it was woke, Rich.
What's that?
I heard it was woke.
Yeah, it's totally woke. They had an Irish guy playing a Greek guy. It was so bad. I can't believe they went out of their
Rich,
way.
if I see an Irish person on screen, I will throw bricks at people. I can. Have you ever seen that meme? You know the old meme, like if you gave like a Amish guy a Sour Patch Kid, you'd kill him.
Right.
And it's like the meme is like me chuckling nervously as the Amish man finishes the Sour Patch Kid quickly. He says, "What a curious treat you have there. Do you have any other surprises from your future?" And the guy goes, "We elected an Irish guy president once. And the honest guy like clenches his chest and goes, "Dear God," and dies of a heart attack. Classic meme.
Yeah, it was pretty bad. They had an Irish guy. They also had an Italian guy playing a Greek.
Rich, I don't want to watch it if it's going to make me trans.
Yeah.
I can't do it.
They did do that.
I can't buy a whole new wardrobe, Rich. I can't afford it right now. The economy is devastating right now.
Play a Greek, because Greeks were so.
Yeah, they were so. They
were so straight, and they
never ever here at all
anything homosexual whatsoever.
Or whatever, yo. Well, I really do want to see it. I saw a clip of, I think it was, who's the guy who beats his wife? Him facing off against those giants, and it just looks so cool. And I'm like, all right, I'm on board. Those are like the giants that destroy his fleet, right? In the Odyssey.
Yeah.
They're the ones that destroy his fleet.
Giants, yeah.
Nobody knows the Odyssey anymore, by the way.
Yeah.
Because like people were like, what are these giants here for? I'm like, it's the giants from the beginning of the Odyssey. Remember the book you're claiming that they're not being accurate to?
The Grok is going to make us a real one.
Grok?
Grok, Elon Musk.
Thank God. It's about time, Rich. It's about time. Yep. It's about time.
Yep. We'll have a real Odyssey.
Thank you, Grok.
Yeah.
Thank you, Grok.
Grok will save us.
I'm watching this great anime right now called Carol Tuesday.
Yeah.
It is a futuristic living on Mars set in the Cowboy Bebop universe.
Oh, really? That's cool.
But it's just two girls trying to make it as musicians. And it's very lighthearted and fun. Nobody gets shot in the face at all.
Well, I'm not going in on this.
Rich is like, I'm out.
I'm out.
It's so good. And what I love about it is the way AI is portrayed in the universe. It came out like 10 years ago, but they nailed it. Like they hire an AI movie director, this little robot who drinks beer to keep going and watches YouTube videos, quote unquote, to scan it for new techniques. So it's just a robot that drinks beer and watches YouTube in the corner of the room and claims to be a movie director. And all these AIs are just little scam AI. They're like, as they're generating a cool picture for you, they're like, and let me just look in that bank account details for you. All right.
Sounds like an accurate version of what AI is going to be.
Yeah. I mean, if there is one thing AI is brilliant for, it is scamming old people.
Yeah.
It's like the most powerful old people scamming technology since like the Ouija board.
Well, as soon as every AI will have to be that as soon as they run out of venture capital.
Yes, you are correct, Rich. You have stated a fact and then laughed as if you said a joke. You just said something factual, entirely factual. They will be machines that generate horrific images for ghouls on the internet, and they will be machines that produce fake pay stubs, even though they're terrible at it. Like people are like, we can get AI scanners to check for the AI pay stubs. I'm like, you don't need AI scanners. Just read it until you get to a nonsense word. Yeah. And then be like, hey, why does your paycheck stub have this nonsense word in it? What's a Google Gak? It says Google Gak, $1,000. You're paying $1,000 a month for Google Gak. What is it? You know what I mean?
For Google Gak? Oh, yeah. Well, you're screwed.
Buddy, you're missing out. You don't have Google Gak? That's crazy. I was in this meeting and it was beforehand, and I rightly just like I had this great time at this show for work, and it was because it was at this aquarium. But classic is like I'm the only person at the aquarium who's like looking at the squid with like my face pressed up against the glass. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, what a great show. It was so good. So good. That's a very blessed thing I get to do through work. It's very nice. Yeah. Where's Dusty? He said he was going to make this a priority, but apparently some Kickstarter he's doing is more important.
What the hell?
Rich, do we need to have an intervention with Dusty about these Kickstarters? We need to tell him he needs to sell his product entirely via QR codes distributed on the subway. I think it's the future of marketing, Rich.
Sounds like it.
Think about it. Are you thinking about it? Oh, this is coming out great so far. This ultramarine. I just really need this paint to dry.
Yeah. Have him paint dry. Watch him paint dry.
If it was perfectly dry right now, I could like literally start doing the finishing touches. You know what I mean? Because we only got about 30 minutes left here. So I need to paint his eyes. I need to paint like a lot of things that require it to be fully dry.
I didn't paint the whiskers on his nose hairs. I'll have to get to that now. Well, I hope if anybody's watching, they're watching the fact that you only need 4 paints ever.
Yeah, you don't need to buy 800 paints from GW every week.
Don't listen to the big paint monopolies. That's all a lie.
Rich, we just got a ping from our dark web contact. It says that Big Paint has already dispatched a very well painted Vindicator Assassin on your way to you. So, bad news. Shouldn't have gone after the paint monopoly that says you need to buy 16 paints to paint one model.
16?
Oh yeah. You ever seen the back of a GW box?
Yeah, I know, right?
It'll be like, in order to paint yellow, one must think, what is yellow? It's every color in the rainbow. Like, literally, it'll be like, oh, if you want to paint gold, buy 18 gold paints.
Yeah, because you need the shade, and then you need a highlight, and then you need shadow.
And it's like, I can't just shade it with, like, other paint. No, like, no. It wouldn't be allowed.
It's a lot harder than random generic fantasy miniatures.
Yeah, you think so?
Yes.
Is it just because the sculpts are subpar?
No, I mean, yeah, but I mean, I just, there isn't as much detail.
That's kind of what I mean by sculpts are subpar. Like you ever be painting a miniature and you're like, oh, you didn't think about dry brushing. You could have made this, if you had sculpted this lizard skin in just a slightly different way, you would have achieved a similar look, but would have made my life as a painter so much easier. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And GW tends to hit those little details, I notice. You know, I hate to say it, GW makes good minis. Crucify me. I'm a GW shit.
I can make any miniature I want using AI and a printer.
Oh, Rich, when the Butlerian Jihad comes to your door, they're going to play this tape back as an exhibit.
But I wouldn't do it. See, you didn't let me finish, but I wouldn't do it because I just enjoy painting miniatures made by GW.
They make good miniatures, Rich. I hate to say it. Call me a shill.
No, I think what you're wrong is they don't make good miniatures. They make good miniatures that are fun to paint.
That's true. They are fun to paint.
I've had good miniatures, but they're not fun to paint. Like,
yeah, they have like really annoying details that are like the front and center that need to be painted in this incredibly prescribed way that kind of ruins a lot of the fun of it because you're more getting mechanical because you're having to control the paints from these odd angles.
Or they have like lots of little details that add great texture, but you can't do it because they're so small the texture won't come out.
Rich, do you have enough room on your desk to move the palette out of the shot?
Yeah.
Because it's just focusing on that palette. I can never see the mini, and I really want to, actually. Just push it a little more.
It's off screen now.
No, it's not. It's still on there.
Oh, I'm looking at it. It's not on screen.
I know, but I'm looking at the actual output. You're looking at the display output. Yeah, there you go. Now we're good. We're good. We're good. Move that paintbrush. Ooh, let's see it. Oh, it looks great, Rich. It's actually focusing for once. Look at it. It knows. Wow. Oh, now it's not focusing. Yeah, I think the focal length is maybe like 10 inches. Looking good, Rich. Looking good.
Hated a Space Marine in so long.
This contest really is a measure of like waiting for paint to dry. You know what I mean? Here, I'm going to switch back to mine just so people can see what I'm talking about. Rich, feed looks a lot better without the stuff on it. So here's what I've gotten so far for the contest. Just waiting for the paint to dry. That's all I'm doing. So once that dries, I can pick out the guys in green. I can pick out some red details, like really push the red. I can push this bone color a lot. I can start working in details on this banner and start building it out, maybe like the yellow and stuff like that.
Oh, Space Marine with a helmet.
Yeah, I don't like wearing 17 feet of power armor and then having a helmet off. And I like doing blends on non-organic substances just as much as on a face, you know?
This is a man's painting, Robbie.
This is a paint job with some chest hair on it. Oh gosh. Do people even know lines from Futurama anymore?
Futurama a thing?
No, oh boy, I hear it's got a new season. I bet that's bad.
Oh, it was bad. Yeah, I watched it.
Oh, sad. But I would love. There's this guy on a horse model for guard who's like the leader. I'd love to do a Zap Brannigan on the hover horse. Like he's on the horse. It's on like the hover podium. Do you know what I'm talking about? Yeah, I'd love to do that. That's fun. It's funny when you're working with a limited palette. I'm like, you know what? He's gonna have a purple bolt gun casing. It's a reliquary gun. Purple is the color of royalty. You know, makes sense. His master-crafted weapon being purple. If anyone doesn't know, purple used to be very difficult to color clothing with. And in fact, the Byzantine church basically had like a patent on it. They had like a secret recipe. And they denoted who was allowed legally to wear purple. And there were punishments up to including getting like your head cut off for wearing purple. So just know out there, if you're ever just walking around wearing purple, pretty cool, right? I'll do a little more, I think. Okay.
Yeah, we drive out tomorrow for Gen Con.
You excited?
Yeah, this is my, it's going to be interesting. They're making the announcement about the thing on ICV2 tomorrow.
Really? You gonna get interviewed at all?
What's that?
You gonna get interviewed at all?
Well, I might at the show. I don't know. I mean,
Cool.
but it's going to be on the news feed tomorrow or press.
Yeah, it's big news. That's cool, man. I'm excited for you.
Yeah, it's going to be. You get to do just sales, Robbie. I haven't done that for so long.
You know, I had such a good week this week, Rich.
Yeah.
Closed 3 contracts, all great calls, found out what the client needed, identified it, delivered it. They were happy. I was happy. It was great. Great week. You don't get them off. 3 calls in a row. All good. So are you going to be mostly B2B or are you going to be
B2B only?
B2B only? Okay.
No retailers, none of that stuff. That's ACD has their own sales team to do that.
That's great. That's cool, man.
Just selling games to big clients. We have the I don't know if I've been on stream with you. We have the one of my clients from Indonesia.
Yeah.
Has
Tell me about it.
Spiel DR Game of the Year, German Game of the Year.
Oh, that's awesome. So anyone who doesn't know, the Spiel DR is like the board game of the year. You can consider it like, what would you say? It's like the Oscars
Yep.
for the game industry.
So they won Spiel DR.
That's cool.
Going crazy. We're printing, and then before the print run's even done in China, it's all sold.
I bet you Spiel DR is a real boost.
Oh, it's depending on the game, it's maybe up to 250,000 copies.
Holy moly. The game industry has grown, hasn't it?
Yeah, I mean, it's a party game, which I think is going to limit some of it, but it's a really good party game, so I actually have to present to Target when I get to Gen Con.
That's cool. Big box?
That's 50,000 right there. So, good experience. Highlighting red is not easy.
I'm trying to blend red to blue right now, and that takes a lot of blending for anyone who's unfamiliar. And I don't have a lot of blending time, is the thing.
Yeah, blending is not you don't have a lot of time.
A lot of sloppy blends all over the place and saying, you know what, good enough.
You have to use one color straight, magenta, for the purity seals.
What's that?
Magenta for the purity seals. Straight, the straight color. Just one color. No blending, no mixing. Hey, the little starburst on their right-hand side, what is that usually?
The Crux Terminatus?
Yeah.
Yellow for him.
Yellow? So
yeah.
Right here. See what I'm talking about? Right there.
Oh, that thing? You can do whatever you want. Doesn't have like a...
I don't know.
It's often like... Depends on their armor coloring and... That one's not super specific, I think.
And is there... Oh, is that their tactical symbol?
No, he's not tactical.
Okay. And then the reef
He's
on
command.
his leg, what is that?
What's that?
The reef on his leg underneath his knee.
Green.
Green.
He's
okay.
Ultramarines.
That's easy. I already have that made. Ultramarine symbol's white, right?
It can be. But yeah, I'd go white.
Wow. Ivory's
Personally. I think it looks cooler. But I've seen black ones too.
Oh, yeah? Nah, that's black on blue. Ugh.
Yeah, I don't think it pops. Some people don't care about that, and that's fine. No problem. Trying to get the green eyes. Yeah, Dune 2. You know what's interesting about it? Did you watch it?
Yeah, saw the movie section.
It ends at the end of the first book. So that means that the territory for the sequel, the Dune 3, is the other books. And there's 3 more books written by Frank Herbert. So they're going to do some amount of them, I would imagine. And there's a voice that like talks with like a guttural voice and has to be translated at the beginning of every movie. I think that's Leto the Second as a worm talking. You know what I'm talking about?
No.
Basically, the God Emperor of mankind of Dune, he ingests so much spice and does a bunch of shit and fuses with a thing and does like a whole thing, and it's all an allegory or whatever. And he becomes a giant worm, and that's when he becomes the God Emperor of mankind. He's a giant worm with like a human face.
Not imprisoned in a throne?
Yeah, he's not imprisoned in the throne, but he's kind of imprisoned on Arrakis in a way. So he's similarly hobbled, and he foresees psychically a golden path for humanity, but it's basically tread on by absolute misery for 10,000 years. And at the end of that 10,000 years, he believes humanity will never be conquered by tyrants or killed off by prescient automata ever again. That's the plot of Dune in its totality. Just come along. Whew, I think Dusty's going to miss the challenge, man.
Yeah, it's disappointing.
You want to do it again next week with different Space Marines?
I will be at Gen Con, so
we'll do it after.
I'd rather do it with like a fantasy piece, but
I've got Age of Sigmar guys over there if you want to do it with Sigmar guys. I would do iron armor so I could just practice NMM.
Yeah. The key is getting to that base coat and then just adding the white. It's pretty simple. That's what I did when I
cool.
Did the competition. Was I got a good base coat for NNM, and then like a dark sea blue, and or dark sea green, and just build up from there, adding the ivory, and we're pretty much done.
Oh, cool. I really like how it looked on that model. I'm not surprised you got first.
The rest of it,
especially in a time challenge.
Other people.
What's that?
Three or four of the other people I was competing against all won gold medals in the painting competition.
Really?
Chumps. They were actually pretty good painters. They just didn't know how to adapt.
Oh, they didn't know how to paint fast. Probably because none of them are army painters.
Yeah.
Army painting teaches you all the, like, you know how I paint now? I basically speed paint to get them to base coated. Mm-hmm. And once they're base coated, I pull out the heavy body paints and then I paint them like, one layer at a time. There we go. Get some backing music. Rich, you should paint your base rim black at least real quick so it's dry by the time you're done. Models always look better when their base rim's black.
You can't do that until it's done.
I paint my base rim black early on, as early as I can.
The goal is that's it. That's the end. The model is finished when you paint.
No, I reward myself with a black base
rim. Paint on a model until that's done.
I like to see it with the black base rim because it makes it look like the whole model.
All right, Robbie.
But the great artists are often misunderstood in their time. We know this to be true. I really want this paint to dry.
Different areas. That's what I've been doing.
Yeah, I keep switching between the banner blend and the face blend. I guess I could pump these blues up. You play Dark Tide at all?
No. I tried it when it came out, and I returned it on Steam within 48 hours.
Is it pretty boring to you?
It's pretty much just a worse version of Left 4 Dead.
Yeah, it's just bad Left 4 Dead with a 40k skin strapped onto the
I
top.
tried Vermintide, and it pretty much was just Vermintide, just a worse version of Vermintide.
Yeah, it's true. You're not wrong, Rich. But you shouldn't say it. It's uncouth.
Without the ability to play 4v4 Left 4 Dead.
Yeah, the joy is gone.
Yeah.
The whole joy of that game was the 4v4 system, I feel like.
I mean, otherwise it was just a zombie game.
Diamond does.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess that's my problem. Is the enemies are really boring and samey. They're like zombies, tougher zombies, faster zombies.
Same enemies. It's almost the same exact enemies as like
Zombies that spit acid in a puddle, and if you stand in it, it hurts you. Zombies that knock you down.
Yeah.
Zombies that pull you across a thing.
Just throwing a 40k skin on it did not do it for me.
Yeah, exactly. The movement is very sluggish.
I play Left 4 Dead because I'm an old guy now. So
yeah, why not just play the classics?
That's what we do. Instead of playing newfangled stuff, we can play old games.
Somebody's got to appreciate it, Rich.
Yeah.
That's why I'm playing 4th edition. It's fun. It feels like the 40k I grew up playing, because 40k has gotten so different now. Like 40k has gotten to the point, Rich, where I look at a Dark Lance's profile, strength 12, AP minus 4, D6 plus 2 damage, 1 shot. I'm like, yeah, it's a pretty standard gun. Everything's so overpowered now, Rich.
Back in my day, you really had to work for it.
Well, you could take a unit that has a bunch of strength 4 shooting in 4th edition, and that's worthwhile. And you had to prepare for vehicles differently than you prepared for other things, because of the anti-tank rules made vehicles feel very different, I think.
By the way, one of the strategies of why I took the ivory,
yeah,
is it because it creates opacity.
Oh, so I can use that to create more opaque. Here, let me see in the 11 minutes I got if I can apply it.
Like if you want the yellow to be actually show up without 10 coats, adding just a little bit of ivory will give you that.
Okay. Sounds good.
Yeah, this was definitely a lot easier with a fantasy miniature.
You think so?
Less doodads. This guy has so much doodads.
They do have a lot of doodads. Watching Fargo season 3. Great season of television.
Which one is that?
That
guy. That's with the evil guy, and it's the one in the modern time, right?
Modern, and the VM Varga. He's like the giga capitalist.
Yeah. Have you watched the last season?
No, Dark Country or Night Country or something.
It was really good with John Hamm.
I hear John Hamm's great in it.
Yeah, well, what's even better is, what's her name? She was in Fast Times at Ridgemont High. She has this line.
For anyone listening, Fast Times at Ridgemont High was filmed on a projector camera. It's a type of camera where men would have to wrap magnetic tape around a spool, and a machine would deal the spool out, and thus the many frames seen rapidly would look like a picture.
Thanks for that clarification there.
I just wanted to give clarification for people who might not know what a Fast Times at Ridgemont High is.
But she's talking to John Hamm's character, who's right-wing guy, and she says, you know, you want actions without accountability. You know, there's only one group of people in our society that get that. Babies.
Yeah, a little baby. I was gonna say a baby.
You want to be a baby. Shuts him up.
Oh, Rich, I don't know.
It's a great line.
You know what I got on DVD?
What's that?
Farscape.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. Farscape's great. Way more interesting than people give it credit for.
If you ever want to do a board game about it, I know the guy who has the license for it.
Oh, really?
It's Jim Henson Studios. He used to work for them.
Ooh, Frel, yes. Let's do it.
I went at Dragon Con. They had a...
Doesn't have enough factions to make a war game, and that's the only thing I'd ever be interested in making, Rich.
Yeah, there's only really 2 factions in it, right?
Yeah, the Sebaceans and the Rebels. Classic problem. You don't have enough factions.
Can't make a war game.
Yep, that's why Game of Thrones can make war games. There's like 18 factions.
I'll be selling, by the way, the Fallout miniatures game.
Oh, cool. I have some over there. They're older stuff, not super high quality. How's the new models?
I don't know. I haven't gotten any of it yet, but
okay.
I'll probably come back from Gen Con with a bunch of it.
Yeah, I'm curious to hear what you think.
I'll be selling it now, so I need
samples. Sweet. Got to paint them.
Yeah, they seem rather static from what I've seen. They very they're not three-dimensional, very three-dimensional. Maybe that's just from the pictures, but
maybe that's just the pics.
They look like historical miniatures, kind of a deal.
Sure.
Depth.
Something about historical miniatures to me makes them very boring looking.
Well, they put them together so they're easy to assemble, and you can assemble a variety of them. You know, like the same model can be 5 or 6 different models.
Can be drummer boy, blah blah blah, blah blah blah.
The problem with that is they end up being like
very samey.
You know, they have no dynamic poses or anything because they have to have the arms working on it. You know.
All right, Rich, you want to show off yours? I didn't get to paint the eyes.
I got time. You didn't call it.
All right. I'm applying my finishing touches here. Keep it going. We'll add a little bit here.
We got more than 90 minutes. We haven't done 90 minutes yet.
We got 5 minutes.
All right, 5 minutes is a lifetime.
A lifetime, Rich said. A lifetime. I'm gonna do the power sword a little bit. When I say a little bit, I literally mean like 5 minutes worth of a power sword.
I did non-metallic metal.
Look at Rich. All up in everyone's face. Well. Oh, man. I love painting. What a great hobby. I'd be so bummed if I didn't have this hobby.
Yeah,
so fun.
I don't understand why people don't paint more.
I
think I'm gonna do a lot. I'm gonna do a lot more bust. I've been doing some bust recently, and they're really fun.
For me, I have no motivation to paint if I can't imagine the game and the storyline of it. So maybe I could imagine a storyline of a bust, but I don't think I could just paint a bust of like the Predator.
Yeah, well, I have like Frank Frazetta bust that I want to do.
Sure, I could do that. Maybe I could paint Conan. I might be able to paint Conan. I like Conan, though. He's a cool guy.
Barney has the coolest gun. What are you talking about?
All right, I'm gonna flip it to my camera and show off mine because I think I'm done. I've got more I'd like to do, but I'm out of time in terms of drying. Okay, so showing off what I have. I was trying to work on a blend for the banner. Too dramatic. I flew too close to the sun on wings made of wax. So it never got to be blended. You could just see the three colors I put up there and kind of just roughed out their vague spacing. I actually don't mind the power sword here. I think that's kind of cool. A little bit of that kind of like quartered power sword look. I actually don't mind the red. Towards the end, I started adding in that bone paint for the opacity, like Rich said. It was a big saver. I like the bone color on the headdress. It's a nice pop. I didn't get time to paint the eyes, and I figured painting them poorly would look worse than painting them well. And painting them well requires longer than 2 minutes. So this is what I've got right here. My Space Marine Captain. I'll probably be adding some extra details and wrap them up. Get them close to finished up soon. Rich, I'm going to swap it over to you as you spend your last 2 minutes. I will say when you have a minute left.
I have to get the eyes in. No time for the pupils. No time to wash the brush. Use your tongue. Use your tongue. Studs on his head. Need to be highlighted.
1 minute remaining. 1 minute remaining.
Get up the hair.
Looks good. Looks good.
All right. Real quick. One more thing.
Base rim. Base rim, Rich.
I did the base rim.
Oh, you did? Okay, good. You do it his chains on his arm.
Yeah, I gotta get a wash in there. Get some shadow. All right. There we go.
Veneering brushes down. Wow, that looks great, Rich. Really knocked out of the park. Looks really good.
See that writing on the
Yeah. Hold on, let it focus. That looks really good, Rich. It's great.
Imagine what I could do with 2 hours.
Psh, psh.
So there you go, guys.
And
Colors,
4 paints.
colors, and this will win any of Robbie's local painting contests.
That's $100 every time you go to one.
How many Marines are in an army? What is it?
It's like 30.
10?
30. You got 30.
So
Yeah,
30
you'll be done. You can probably do 5 at a time.
45, 30 times 90 is what is that? 270 divided by 60. That's like 5 hours.
Easy.
5 hours.
Easy. All right, Rich. You have fun at Gen Con, and we won't see you next week, but we'll see you the week after.
See you later. Have a good day, bud.
All right. You too, bud.